I'm glad it is. We're getting to the end of these.
It is the eve of Halloween. Mwahaha. Oh, Halloween's tomorrow. So it stands to reason that tonight you should watch Trick or Treat. It's a modern classic. And I feel like it's just now starting to pick up steam over the past few years. Uh,
Yes.
this is, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie like, I don't know. I feel like I've watched this cult following like happen in slow motion over the years because uh, I remember like seeing a trailer for this movie like way before it ever came out because it like got stuck in development hell or like it just got shelved by the company that was going to distribute it or something like that. And so they released a trailer and then years went by before this movie finally actually came out. Uh, and so I was very intrigued when I saw the trailer for it. And it was definitely on my mind for a while. So I was very excited when I finally got to watch it. And
Here,
it's, it's great.
here you go. This probably explains it. Let
Here we
me
go.
read it for you. It says the film was originally slated to be released in October 2007 for a Halloween release. Warner Brothers, without explanation or reason, pulled the film from schedule, and no rescheduled date was announced. One reason might have been that Saw 4 was slated for release around the same time, and Warner Brothers did not want to compete against it in fears of a big opening against them. Is buried by the studio was that it was possible fallout from box office disappointment as Superman Returns. Because I guess one of the guys involved in Trick or Treat had made that.
Hmm.
The film would finally be released around Halloween 2008 and possibly early 2009, but neither release ever materialized. The film was finally released straight to DVD in October of 2009.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. It took a couple
So,
years. Yeah. Because I remember
and
seeing the
it's
trailer in like late '06, early 2007.
and it's apparently based on a short animated short film,
Mm-hmm.
Season's Greeting, which came out in 1996.
Which is, I believe, on the if you get a home video copy of it, whether DVD or Blu-ray, it should be on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Trick or Treat was one that like I watched it when it first dropped because it was on my radar those years that it wasn't coming out. And then I watched it and then nobody else had fucking seen it. And so uh imagine my surprise these past few years when Sam started popping up in all the Halloween stores and like on more t-shirts and people were starting to come
Yeah,
around to Trick or Treat.
I
So
probably watched this movie in like 2011. I would
it's been a
say.
while since I've watched it last, but I need to give it a rewatch. It deserves a rewatch. Getting Samuel, old Sammy boy.
Say what?
I said, "Are you getting Samuel?"
Yeah, I got one right here.
Oh yeah, I do dig that one. Sam was such
Me too.
a fun little icon. I'm so you want to talk about a movie I'm still waiting on a sequel for. It's this one.
That would be one that I would be interested in watching too. Yeah, a sequel would be nice, just
Granted,
because they could do so much with one.
as we've patiently waited for a Trick or Treat sequel that has yet to materialize, the director of this movie did go his movie after this is also a holiday staple. One of our original sleighs, one of our favorite sleighs of Christmas. He directed Krampus after this, which I feel like Krampus has a lot of the same tone and vibe uh, as Trick or Treat, just for the holiday season. And then he went on
Does
to direct Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was not my favorite of his, but that's not on him. That's just that franchise. I just feel like that franchise just misses more than it hits for me. But I am excited for Trick or Treat too, if we ever get that. And it had a big cast too. There was like a lot of people in Trick or Treat.
oh
I feel
yeah,
like
definitely.
Brian Cox as the old man, Anna Paquin uh,
Right.
as the little werewolf chick or whatever. Uh, and it's an anthology movie, which I think this movie sparked my love of anthology films, because it would be a few years later that VHS would come out and really like get me into it. But this was the first time I had like really seen a movie like that was divided up into stories, uh, that just that anthology format in a film. I'd seen it on TV, but to see it on film, that was the first one that did it for me.
This one's pretty cool here. It says there were 18 drafts of the script, and one theme that crept in along the way is the idea that each of the stories represents a different stage of a person's experience with Halloween. The first story with Dylan Baker and his son is about how you're introduced to the holiday. The second one with the kids is you and your friends roaming around without parents for the first time. This one with Anna Paquin and her friends is Halloween in your 20s when it's all about sex. The final story with Brian Cox is
Hmm.
Halloween in your twilight years. It's the Scrooge of Halloween.
I like that. That's cool.
It's
I
like,
don't know.
yeah, I didn't know that. And then it also has here a little tidbit on Sam, that the character Sam is derived from Samhain, the festival of the dead, which modern day Halloween is derived,
Wow.
despite having been portrayed as such in this film and several other works. Samhain is not a deity or other personages of ancient Celtic polytheism. I think is the word. It is only the name of the celebration. However, the idea of being either a deity or other personage dates back to the late first century. So I guess he's supposed to be the embodiment of
Yeah,
Sam
of
Hain.
Sam Hain. That's cool. That's I never put that together. That's another fun fact.
Yeah,
This is a fun fact.
it makes
Plus,
sense with his little pumpkin face.
plus we talked about it back when I was talking about scary stories to tell in the dark. Like I love a movie that just like captures the spirit of Halloween and just like really like you throw it on and you just feel Halloween in the air. And Trick or Treat is definitely like a solid Halloween movie.
I mean, and this is one of those that like these guys, we can vibe with this because these guys basically just kept throwing nods to all their favorite things. They said, Mr. Krieg says you got to be fucking kidding me when he sees the hand start moving, which is a nod to the thing. Anna Paquin's character Lori was named after Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Uh, Billy is dressed similar to Chucky from Child's Play with bib overalls, striped long sleeve shirt, and red hair. Shit like that.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's classic. And it's great for the night before Halloween.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Let's see what else I can see. They couldn't use recognizable candy wrappers because all of the candy in this film is either poison or filled with razor blades, so they had to recreate their own instead. So they said it was fun.
Yes. I feel like I've never read the trivia on this movie before. I've never heard any of this.
The rock quarry was originally conceived to be a pumpkin patch.
Oh, that's cool. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I remember I actually in junior high, it was either seventh or eighth grade, we had to do a project on urban legends
Mm-hmm.
and stuff of that nature. And me being the movie geek I was, and at the time an aspiring horror fan, like that's when it first started for me. It was around that time. Uh, the two of the urban legends I did, one was the Amityville thing, and then the other one was the story about the bus in Trick or Treat, which was most definitely just a made up urban legend from a movie. But who was gonna question me on that? Nobody else had seen the movie, so
Um, so here's one cool thing and a funny thing because we were talking about a sequel to this,
mhm.
and it says that Michael Dougherty's still figuring out Sam's origin, and says that if they get around to a sequel, he'd love to show him being born in a pumpkin patch.
I would
So
love that.
it says there's a great Charles Adams painting of a pumpkin patch, and you see hundreds of pumpkins, and you see one, and it's carving itself. And then it says if you pause it at the exact end of the title montage, you'll see Sam's real face. So didn't
His
know
real
that.
face, like his pumpkin face, or
Probably.
yeah. What would you say is your favorite story from Trick or Treat of the four?
I like the I like the kids with the zombie kids and stuff. That one, when I first watched this movie, that one was one that I really enjoyed.
Word. I I don't know what mine would be. Mine might be the last one.
Yeah,
It might be Sam and the old man.
that's funny.
But I'm tempted to say the Anna Paquin one. I feel like that was more impactful at the time.
It
But as
says
I've
that
gotten older,
it says every single death in this movie occurs off camera. The deaths are either obscured by something or the camera cuts away right before a character dies. This is a rare feat in a horror film.
interesting. Is it PG-13 or is it R?
I'm not sure. Um, I'll look back when I get done reading all these.
It's R. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's just a lot. Like they're all references to all kinds of movies all over the place. And
Yeah, we don't need to get into it. The
no,
people
that's all I can.
know. Just watch it. Just watch the movie. Do we know where it's streaming at? If it's streaming somewhere?
Hulu.
Hulu? There you go. Hulu. Trick or treat.
Trick or Treat from 2007 and released in
Ish.
2009.
Mhm.
No, it's really great. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, it's a great anthology. Perfect movie to watch on the eve before Halloween, Devil's Night. Happy Devil's Night to everybody. By the way, and I hope you're having a good Samhain season as well. Uh, as you've seen this movie, and if you haven't, please do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
I thought it
Treat
was
yourself to it.
I thought it was going to be another one of those movies when I because straight to DVD release, not big expectations.
Hmm.
I thought it was going to be one of those goofy, laughable, and I was like, holy shit, this is legit. This is legit.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Trick or treat. Slay 30. You know what tomorrow is. We'll catch you then.
Oh man.
Peace.
Peace. Smooches, deuces.